Welcome. As we had explained, we have two series on court helicopter. We have just dealt with the theft. We are now dealing with robbery with violence. Many people ask themselves, how can somebody who snatched a phone, how can somebody who snatched a purse be charged with robbery with violence? Court Helicopter News today brings you what is defined as robbery with violence. Robbery with violence is a capital offense, just like murder. The definition of robbery with violence has two limbs. One, that the manner in which theft, it is actually theft, but the manner in which that theft was committed. If there are aggravating circumstances or violence, then it does not become theft. It moves to robbery with violence. Robbery with violence has two limbs. One, at the time that person was robbing another person, that person was armed. That is very critical. It does not matter what the weapon was. The weapon can be a spoon. The weapon can be a pencil. The weapon can be a phone, a handset. The weapon can be your punch. The weapon can be any weapon. The most important thing, does that weapon scare the person who is being robbed? So if you come with violence of your chest, of your hands, then, and the person being robbed is scared, is apprehension, cannot resist the theft, that already becomes robbery with violence. So the first issue is that there is violence, real or imagined. It is the one who is being stolen from who determines whether he or she became apprehensive. If she screamed, if he screamed, or if he parted away with his property for fear of her life or his life, that is robbery with violence. Number two, at the time of the robbery, did the robber utter very threatening words? Did the robber threaten physically or by words? So if a robber threatens by words that he will kill, he will maim, he'll destroy, he will rape, he will batter, she will do what? That is already a robbery with violence. The third element is if the robbers are more than one. If somebody comes to steal and there are two, or there are three, or there are four, whether armed or whether not armed, that is an ingredient already of robbery. So long as they are more than one, that forms robbery. 4, the time of robbery. If it is at night, so long as it is at night, that is robbery with violence. Whether you are alone, whether you are one, whether you are two, whether you are armed or not, if it is at night, that is an offense already called robbery with violence. Lastly, if the person who was robbed was injured in any manner, whether it is a scratch, whether it is hard blouse that was torn, whether he was punched, whether he was pushed, any form of body contact that resulted into an injury, or even if it didn't occasion injury, that forms robbery with violence. and that once one has been found to have committed that offense that way, the punishment is life imprisonment. There is no fine provided for once one has been convicted on the offense of robbery with violence. The sentence is life imprisonment. That is now the definition of robbery, and Kotel Copter has brought it to you live to understand what the offense of robbery with violence is. The second arm is attempted robbery. Attempted robbery is slightly different from robbery with violence. Here we are saying a person tried to rob but did not succeed. What was being stolen, what was being robbed was not taken. That person did not accomplish the mission they or he wanted to achieve. If it is an foiled robbery, because either people heard and the screams were heard, they ran away before they broke the door or before they snatched the purse of this beautiful lady, that person, if convicted, will be jailed for 14 years. But there is a caveat. The person who attempted to rob and failed must be one. If he was one, then he will be jailed for 14 years. But if they were two, more than two, and whether they were armed or not armed, so long as they were two and they attempted to break into a building to rob, or they tried to rob, but they did not succeed, because this lady they were robbing from is a karateka. This young man is a judo guy. He beat them up and they ran away. Or this person was more armed than them, or he was more built than them. This guy, the two people who attempted and failed, will be sentenced to life imprisonment. It does not matter whether it failed, whether the robbery was foiled, whether the robbery failed to succeed, whether they were beaten and they went with injuries. Occasionally, you know, people have tried to rob from Chinese, and the Chinese break their bonds, and later they are arrested. If they were two, whether they were beaten senseless, they will be charged with the offense of attempted robbery, and they will be convicted and they'll be jailed for life imprisonment. The offenses of robbery, the offenses of attempted robbery are very, very grievous offenses. The Muruatetu case, which went to the Supreme Court and said one cannot be convicted for life is sentence, does not apply with the offenses of robbery with violence. In our prison, the majority of people serving capital sentences are people who have committed the offense of robbery. I have taught you that the offenses of robbery are so easy to prove. They are more grievous than the offense of murder. It is very easy for you to be arrested and be charged with the offense of robbery, with the offense of robbery with violence, and you are jailed easily because you snatched your friend. You are drinking in a bar. You threaten your friend while you have gone to the washroom to give you your phone. You have a girlfriend and you threaten her that if she does not surrender this, you will beat her up. That is robbery with violence. You want somebody to buy you a drink in a bar. He says he cannot buy you a drink, and you threaten him that you will see, I will deal with you, and you take something from him by force. It is such a grievous offense. Next week, we shall be dealing with the offense of threatening to kill, threatening to harm and threatening to hurt somebody, why is it also such a grievous offense to issue threats on WhatsApp, to issue threats on other modes? Keep watching. Saturday next week, we shall be dealing with that, and also we shall be dealing with the money sent by M-Pesa. Why you've sent somebody, you have received money, somebody has sent to you, and you don't know this guy. You spend this money, and this person is arrested. You are arrested, and you say, yes, I received the money, and I did not return the money. Why? Be on the lookout next weekend on Explainer from Court Helicopter News. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend.